What's up, everybody? It's your boy M. Night Charms a lot. Back with another episode of Point and Laugh, a show dedicated to proving that registering a Moxfield account should require a field sobriety test. This week, we got a deck that fixes Narset by giving it wheels, theft, and mill. I'm not really sure about that one either, but after that, we've got a Brenard deck that was built while watching TV and plays like a commercial break. Following that, Troper gives us a layup, and finally, we fix Super Friends by giving them Atraxa. I hate you people, but for everybody that subscribes to this video, I will allow my editor to think about a vacation for 1 second. Mango! Let the door hit him on the way in. I love Narset, the canonically autistic badass. That's a horrible start. Not because of the autism. I don't think that needs to be said, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Canonically artistic badass, and when I came back to playing Paper Magic, she was the first deck I built for Commander. It was a relatively basic prowess spam deck that played very well and very consistently, but didn't feel particularly creative. So rather than focus on the prowess, I decided to build around the second ability. That's right, it's theft time. The goal for this deck is to wheel everyone a bunch, especially my opponents, and capitalize on the constant draw and discard if possible. I'm also a bit of a stinker about it because I promise no Nekusar draw take damage effects. I'd like help tuning the deck towards capitalizing on theft most, while still keeping it open to winning without having Narset on the table, as she tends to get shot in the chest after 2 or 3 thefts. I said it's silly, but it can be spooky depending on what other people bring to the table. Okay, listen, mechanically, I see the through line, right? Mechanically, you're exiling from graveyards, you go wheels. Spiritually, I find it hilarious that the premise of this deck was like, okay, I built prowess, you know what? Maybe the heat-seeking commander damage missile, maybe that's too good. What else can I do? Maybe I just jerk everybody off until they die of dehydration. That's what you've given me. Is I'm going to wheel them into attack-based theft. Is what if we just fucking jerked everybody until they ran out of liquid and fell over dead? So let's see how you did it. Okay, a hint of ramp. Sure. Hey, mana rocks are prowess. A wheel package, we have 9. So that means on average we're seeing 1 of these, but because they're wheels, hey, we probably wheel into another wheel, or we play it once and then exile it with our own Narset. We can hit our own grave, which is tremendously relevant. We have the normal Jeskai behavior. Do it again. Okay, so we want to be copying some of our wheels. This you only get away with. Because you have a fucking land on the other side. I like Pull from Eternity, honestly. This is, I think, the hottest tech I see, because you can get something from exile back to the graveyard to do it again. Mill for theft options. Okay, we have officially 2 good cards in the deck. Fucking count it. We're up to 2 good cards. No thanks. I love this counterspell. Good job. Okay, we have a ton of very responsible removal. I like Reconnaissance. More responsible interaction. Sliding into your life total. We have a bit of unblockability. I worry about, in the context of this deck, it feels awkward to say, but it's like, I think the prowess cards are kind of wasted in this type of deck because you would always rather just get an equipment back. So I think if the goal is we're going to steal stuff, you would almost always rather Voltron Narset a little bit than do the prowess game plan, because this is unblockable once, this is unblockable forever. Particularly, you could combine this with other equipments to up the ceiling of what you can steal, limiting yourself to, I can only steal 3 CMC or less. That's not good unless you're playing against Jeffrey, the dickhead who plays Rhystic Study in casual. Now, if you are playing against Jeffrey, tremendous. The unblockability is to make sure Narset doesn't die on attack trigger. Yeah, and that's why I mean, like, I think the instant and sorcery unblockables are worse than permanent based unblockability in the context of what you're trying to do. But wouldn't just making her big be better? Xanderfus, listen, I don't know if this is your first stream. We're not about better here. We're about motion, okay? We're about gooning. We're trying to scheme.
Hello everybody. Today's video has a very special segment where I'm gonna let you all in on some of my favorite bedroom activities. Like sleep and sleep accessories. In this video, I've partnered with Helix to support the noble cause of them giving me money to tell you about how much better your days could be if you changed your nights with a new Helix mattress. Now, I could bore you to death with the myriad ways my life has improved since changing out my mattress for a Helix one, but those would just be anecdotes. In today's world, we need data we can trust, which is why I've teamed up with professional fake sleep expert Walter Boggins to give you the full breakdown. Welcome to the war on unnecessary wakefulness, soldier. I am here to arm you with some cold, hard facts. Fact 1, I'm an eepy boy. But my brain rebels against this. It wants to stay up all night playing video games, whispering sweet nothings to the homies on Discord. Perhaps because climbing into my old mattress is not unlike getting into a sumo match with Jabba the Hutt. But since my sweet little cheeks have felt the love and embrace of the cushion of a Helix mattress, I have only stayed up half the night reading. This has led to a 105% increase in my operative vocabulary, and if that power was harnessed by everybody watching this video, it might just lead to one of you reading your commander correctly for once. Fact 2, I'm a snooze aficionado, a nap hoarder, a master of 5 more minutes. But since sleeping on my Helix mattress, I have been waking up before my alarm, ready for the day. This has filled me with such an intractable rage that I've noticed a 32% increase in the efficacy of my daily hating efforts. I snap my counterspells down. I'm flicking cards just to feel dead air. I'm a monster. But if we did that to you, dear viewer, you just might build a deck with reasonable removal for once. Fact 3, before my Helix mattress, I had immense trouble sleeping through the night. I was kept up by memories of high school awkwardness, existential dread, and the mana bases of my adoring fans. But now, I've only dreamt of 2 things since sleeping on my Helix mattress, which is 1, being a wizard who fights vampires, and 2, being a vampire who fights wizards. Coincidence? Legally, I must say yes. So put these 3 facts together, and what do you get? That's right, 20% off if you go to the link in the description or helixsleep.com/mauled until March 27th. Happy sleeping, everybody.
35 lands for a 4 CMC key commander feels a bit low. I do think it's a little low, but I think with the number of wheels, I feel relatively confident that we're going to secure a lot of land drops. Like, I'm not crazy worried, and honestly, listen, Dungeon Masters Consortium, I don't want this to sound too mean, although I do mean it in a disparaging way. I think the primary payoff of this deck is stealing mana rocks. Whenever a player discards a card from his or her hand, you may gain 1 life. Ellie, just die. If it's not working, just die. You don't need life gain. I know you're in white, but you can just fall over and die. But let's play test it. Let's put that to the test. This is like basically the best hand you could ever ask for. We can cover every color. What the hell, man? So I'm gonna flip this guy. Oh wait, no, that's a pay 3 life. So we'll play Siobhan Reef, pay 3. We'll do Talisman. Okay, good land alert. We're gonna take 2 damage to pay for this. And then, you know, fuck it, Windfall. But this is a 6/5 now. So we do this, then we have a 5/6. We probably don't steal. Maybe, hey, I'll be incredibly generous and I'll say there's a rampant growth. There's a rampant growth floating around somewhere and we steal it. Turn 5. Okay, we have Legion Leadership if we want to get crazy. Okay, I think Bria is more important than the Riptide Rogue. So I'm gonna drop Bria. Now, if people do not shoot us in the chest at this point, they deserve everything bad that happens to them. We have double prowess on this bitch. We have unblockability on non-creature. So if turn 6, if we get here, I just want us to know for the YouTube video, this is Magical Christmas Land. So let's see what happens on Christmas morning. We're gonna Windfall. We're gonna discard 4 cards. Our opponents have milled 8 cards. This is now a 5/6. We'll say we draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is now a 7/8. Our opponents have milled 16 cards this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This number, we pick like 10. We pick 15. Who gives a fuck? We swing. We get the attack trigger. I pick Windfall because I'm crazy like that. Maybe in the mill 16, we've gotten like 1 really big enchantment. We've gotten 1 really big artifact. But because I'm not sure about that and I'm a little shithead, I'm picking Windfall. So we discard 7. Our opponents mill an additional 14. They've milled 30. And this was unblockable. What's very funny is you've actually managed to, like, totally evenly split the uprights on the 3 different win cons of deck myself, deck them, and do commander damage. We've dealt a little bit less than 50% of lethal commander damage. We've milled a third of everyone's library, and we've drawn a third of our own. Okay, and now we have Psychic Corrosion. We can Excalibur for like none, right? 4, 8, 10. Yeah, we can Excalibur for 0. We slap Excalibur on this bitch. Now she's a 13-14 or a 14-15. Too many different avenues that it's all sort of evenly committed to. I'm gonna say right now, you are in Chaotic Mechanic. I like the mechanic that you've picked, and I think you've picked the build. I don't know if this is how you built it, but this type of deck is why I never recommend against taking like 200 cards and then cutting down. Because this deck looks to me very, very similar to what a lot of decks look like when somebody's like, oh, when I build a commander deck, I pick like 180 cards that are all useful, and then I try to cut down to 100. That is how you get to decks like this, that have like 4 different game plans. It's all doing almost well.
None of this would be possible without support from our highest tier Patreon members, so please join me and Little Nadu as we take a moment to thank Badger King, Sussedin, Christian B, Ryan A, Adam S, Solar Movie, Biggest Dickus, Kyle, Jess HW, Alpha Dog 2064, Crimson Viper, Zelenor, Otterfire, Dad Out for Milk, Kyler P, Bolus Brigade, Derek H, Phelan, B Leave, Dungeon Masters Consortium, Zach G, Bobby Joe Lord, Talamar Von Geist, Troper and their 37 different identities, Bradley T, Bo, Beefcake, and Silky Wilkie. Thank you all, and enjoy the video.
Made while watching Food Network stuff with my mom over the holidays. Make a bunch of tokens, be they food, treasure, or creatures, and then hit face. Kitchen Nightmare, it's only a crime if you get caught, and it's the Great Bantish Baking Show. Fucking phenomenal. So we have Brenard Ginger Sculptor. Each creature that's a food or a golem gets +2/+2 as trample. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1 food golem artifact creature in addition to its other types, and it has the food line. Okay. Apron. Benevolent Bodyguard, so we can sacrifice this to protect Brenard. Dazzling Theater. So we get to untap all of our creatures, which is not meaningless. Low Shield. Attacking artifacts don't take damage. When we make a gingerbread cookie, we get a card. Padeem. If we control the highest mana value artifact, get a card. So if we turn something expensive into a gingerbread cookie, get 1 card a turn, for sure. Everybody else can go fuck themselves. I'm getting very confused by what we call the apron, because we currently have card draw, highly generic value like pseudo ramp, protection, fuck you, protection, and a sword. Digging it. Oh my god. What was this deck rated at? Spooky? Okay, spooky. Sure. Birthing Pot and spooky. Birthing Ritual, soft tutors. I like this one. More card draw, which is good. If digging in the pantry is all of our like card access, that's hot. Sacrifice foods to draw a card. Okay, our third way to sacrifice a creature. Copying our foods is pretty hot. Another way to benefit from death, so a way to benefit from attack. Generic value. Fresh out of the oven. We can give our golems first strike, which applies to all of our food, which is pretty good. I like Court of Vantress because we can copy our good stuff. We get to make 3/3s, and then, all of our food get indestructible. Well, golems, but our food are all going to be golems. This is ridiculous. Truly, because this is best case scenario, you're doing Porcelain Gallery here, and in most cases, if you're in Bant, you're better served just ripping Craterhoof. Never mind. Okay, we have Inherent Trample. I'm back on this with Inherent Trample. That's fine. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on this guy and a +1/+1 counter on each golem. Sure. Artifact creatures, go crazy, go stupid on it. Counter argument, Craterhoof is objectively boring. My brother in Christ, we are talking about a Bant creature overrun deck. Yes, it is, and the call is coming from inside the house. I'm not suggesting Craterhoof in decks that I think are artistic masterpieces. I think this is Bant, a lot of guys beat the shit out of you, and in Bant, a lot of guys beat the shit out of you is kind of the assignment. I'm all for doing a strategy that doesn't want to win through Craterhoof. This strategy is I want to win with Craterhoof, but I just don't want to say his name. Yeah, I'm with MLP. Overrun effects are overrun. If you play a slightly worse one, that doesn't magically make it cool. Okay, we have more golem shit, more golem creation. We can populate. We can copy stuff. We have fucking Urza in. Yeah, nobody can talk to me about Craterhoof in the Urza deck. Okay, so we're going to turn all of our food into mana and then just say fuck it and hope it's on top. Oh, displace dinosaurs. Okay. Lots of ramp. Bullshit. I was gonna say this is the token doubling section, and then we just have bullshit. So this is presumably to benefit off of the food generation trigger by getting to free play something else. We're hoping to pay $1 million to double trigger our food. I don't think this is a particularly worse offender than most Bant decks, but this is for sure like Bant stuff happens. I don't think this has a clear strategy because we have the makings of like Golem Kindred. We have the makings of my golems are going to get keywords and they're going to go wide and beat you to death. Concerning thing in my mind is to get this. I don't think we have anything that feels particularly good to bake into a gingerbread cookie. And if we are ignoring the second half of Brenard's card, we have so many better Bant options. Oh, I missed the sous chef near the bottom. You motherfucker. You know what? No, this is good because the deck might actually end a game. I'm down with this guy. At least he might let me out. Okay? He has other shit to do. The rest of this deck does not have a job. The rest of this deck is a pothead in the basement playing Street Fighter for 8 hours a day. This guy has a fucking shift to get to, and he's gonna let me leave the table at some point. Everybody's saying calamari cookies is ridiculous because we have 3 ways to sacrifice stuff in the entire deck, which gets to the point that I'm most concerned about is like, I don't see the path with which we are turning our things into cookies. I see the path with which we are taking the other golems we create and we're giving them +2/+2 and trample, doing very, very typical Bant overrun things. I don't see the path with which we're taking like good ETBs or like good death triggers or just like good creature effects in general and going, okay, now we're going to turn this into a cookie. I was highly distracted while building the deck. I could not tear my eyeballs away from Gordon Ramsay's wonderful locks, and therefore I built a shit ass no good deck. This deck is very dirtly without Brenard. Ozeki, you are far too charitable. I think this deck is a fidget spinner even with Brenard. So we can Heath. I'm gonna pray to God you put a Triome in. Damn, that must have been a good cooking show. We play this. Okay, we have Eldritch Evolution. That's crazy of us. I'm gonna play Lasheel. Oh, Spara's headquarters. Okay. We play Brenard. We Eldritch Evolution Lasheel because it's really the only play we have. So we sack him. He enters as a food. I believe his token copy sees himself enter. We get to draw a card, and we get to Eldritch Evolution for something that's like 5 or less. I am getting no, Tireless Provisioner doesn't do it because I thought this was the tracker, and I thought we could get some type of card draw. Oh yeah, we'll get Ultek Matterweaver, and then we can play this with our remaining mana. Play Branchloft Pathway. I'll pay 3. Now, Ultek Matterweaver on cast will make another food copy of Lasheel, which will let us draw 2 cards. He's not an artifact creature, but when he ETBs, we make a 3/3. And because both of our Lasheels see a 3/3 enter, we don't draw any more cards because it's once a turn. Oh, Legend Rule. God damn it. God fucking damn it all to shit. So we only got one of those cards. Or actually, I think the triggers go on the stack before we sack them to the Legend Rule, so I think we do get both cards. Okay, so we get 2 cards, end up with 1 Lasheel. We have 3 mana, Caretaker's Talent. So we can Porcelain Gallery, turn everything into base 5/5s, And then these two are 7/7s with trample. That's pretty good. We can mostly hang out. I mean, so we play this. On the cast trigger, I'm gonna copy the non-legendary to get Porcelain Gallery higher. And then we make another 3/3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So everything's base 9/9. The golems are 11/11s with trample, but I think 3 have summoning sickness. So like turn 8, we have 22 trampling damage, and we have a shit ton more of just like generic. Oh no, all of our damage is trampling because of Maul Splicer. That's pretty good. I hate it, but that is like, I mean, that's the power of Bant, baby. This is Toon Spiteful. This is easily as good as Bant decks get, which is upsetting to me. Because Dressreal has openly admitted they built this while watching TV, and it still functions. It's in like the upper 90% in terms of function of most of the decks we see, because Bant Soup is just so easy to fucking pull off. It's like supermarket ramen, man. You just can't go wrong. Let's move on to Troper's deck, which is silly, spooky. Hey chat, we've got a friend who's been playing primarily with a new Capenna Precon, and this Christmas season I asked them what kind of deck they wanted as a second one. Can I have a blue deck? I asked if they meant mono blue, multiple colors, whatever, and I received a big old, as long as it has blue. Anyway, here's the worst possible equivalent exchange deck. Aetherios and a literal wall are the same thing, right? They've got basically the same toughness, and that's what matters, not mana cost. The Gate is going to be so fucking mad at how this deck works. Spoilers for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, a show that came out in 2009, back when Nicol Bolas got reintroduced to the storyline and the year Mana Burn was removed. Christmas gift for a friend who's never played blue. We've got Bane, Lord of Darkness, so can be indestructible. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, target opponent may have you draw a card. If they don't, you may put a creature card with equal or lesser toughness from your hand onto the battlefield. That is so bad. That's so much worse than First of all, motherfucker, I know you're in chat. Somebody came to you as a friend and said, build me a blue deck, and you not only gave them the Ass Swapper 3000, you gave them the Ass Swapper 3000 that an opponent can just say, actually, don't even do the thing. Draw one card. I told you it was awful. This was for somebody you allegedly care about. This is like, I want to guarantee that we never get a real blue player in the pod. I'm gonna teach them that this is what blue does. So we're swapping toughness, maybe. Canyon Crab, amazing. Chasm Skull, oh, hold on, legitimately good card. Okay, so we're trying to set up with turtles and defenders and 5 and 6 toughness things. So what are we swapping to? Because that's like, if we're doing tax fraud, right? We're doing Bane-based tax fraud. Wow, that's bad. You could just play this on curve. Why are we doing a heist movie for this? Why are we doing a heist movie for Shadow of Mortality? You can just get a 7/7. Pans 36, good for you. Chat, type a 1 if you can't interact well. Hey, at least you have some removal. Cool rocks I found, sack outlets. Okay, tax evasion is an obligation, Dante. Good card alert. Okay, I like this. Good card alert. Okay. Shut the front door, dude. Shut the front door right now. Sure. No, actually, no, I'm taking that back. Okay, good card alert. Wait, never mind, no. Just a clone. Just as... I feel an obligation to point out to chat that with the exception of Archon of Cruelty, which is a little bit expensive, every good card alert that this deck can cheat out could also be achieved by hitting a land drop the turn after you have played your commander. We have a 4-mana commander to begin all of this dog shit, and so if we have perfectly set up our master plan and our opponent allows us to activate the gimmick of the deck, that is what is sending me, is not only do we have to do all of this work, they have to then say, yeah, okay, do tricks on it. They can just tell us, draw a card, whatever. We could just go 38 lands, do it anyway. Troper, stop being a coward and ignore Life Gain Challenge 2025. I failed. I mean, Whip of Erebos I fuck with. Sinister Monolith is ridiculous. Whip of Erebos, sure. Sinister Monolith, no. Brother, when are you committing crimes? The only crime in this deck is the one against my eyeballs for having to look at the list. Where is the crime? Damn, all basics. Damn, okay. Let's see how it goes. Let me get these islands out, bro. Turn 4, baby. Easy shit. Baby shit. Baby shit for babies. We have a 5-2 on turn 4. And we're scrying 1. Another land. Let's go to the bottom. Turtle? I am making my turtle public enemy number 1. So that way they kill my turtle and I get a trigger. Somebody swings at my turtle. Turtle dies. I draw a card. Bane trigger. I am going to hope that they stuff the Bane trigger by having me draw a card, because if they allow me to cheat out a creature, I have nothing to cheat out. There we go. Turn 6, I will simply hard cast this thing I was going to cheat out by hitting land drops. Nobody attacks me now because I have a sexy Sphinx no-no square. Amazing. I am the greatest. Oh, reanimate. You, there, zombie turtle. I have a zombie turtle. Okay, Sunken Hollow, big moves, big steps. It's turn 8, we have 1 flying 6/4. All right, Dimir Locket. Troper, we're gonna walk through these tags. I don't know if I believe you about 17 card. Every time one of these cards does not directly draw us a card. I don't care if it works. I don't care what it does with your commander. I don't care if it bounces on your commander. I do like that it's comic book accurate Riddler. I like that there's a gimmick. I like that the gimmick is something silly haha, that we're playing shell game with toughnesses. I think we can probably improve it by picking 1 or 2 toughnesses. It feels like right now we're working with like 4, 5, and 6, and also 7. Like we're working with a lot of different toughness values, and you should have a list of, here are 10 to 15 things that I want to cheat out. Here's the minimum hurdle I need to clear, which like we almost have. I don't think these are frankly good enough. Like I think things we're cheating out need to be better than semi board wipe, or need to be better than I'm going to get additional triggers to turn additional turtles into additional triggers. So we're gonna put you right now. This is sort of like, this is, no, not even sort of. This is definitely greedy soap opera. You have a very good bit. Right now the bit is very contrived. You have like 18 hoops that you need to jump through. I do think once you make the landing better, once you have a thing that you can get to that is going to make everybody very, very afraid of letting you cheat something in, then your card draw becomes a little bit more reliable. Whereas right now it's just like, yeah, cheat it in. Motherfucker's gonna turn a 0/5 into a 4/4 that doesn't do anything. And goddamn, cut Forsaken Miner and start printing these motherfucking cards out. I know you talked about budget. Print the motherfucking cards out, Troper. Just print them out. The world's second ethical Super Friends deck. Shout out to the Gremlins and Lalo's brain for this idea. Fuck off. Okay, ethical Planeswalker cards. They make dogs. That's not true. Trapping a dog in a Planeswalker card is less ethical than normal, not more. Each opponent can't cast spells. Random fucking Esper power toughness equal to land. Why are lands? Why are we having another lands thing happening right here? Float mana, draw 2, discard 2. What the fuck is happening in this deck? More landfall. Okay, hold on. Find me my ethics. Okay, so this is our card draw section, which is Surveil 3 and Escape. We're tutoring for Planeswalkers. We're looking for legendary creatures. There has to be a bit here. Do we just have a... It must be like there's a Planeswalker in every art. Hold on. No, I don't know. These are like Doctor Who characters, which don't have Planeswalkers. They're Planeswalkers because they're walls of text. It's all characters that have Planeswalked, but are not Planeswalker cards. Then why do we have 2 actual Planeswalkers? Oh, ethical Planeswalkers because they've been desparked. Oh, that makes me happy. Free my guy. So we have 1 million former Planeswalkers. There is no way this deck is at all playable. If this deck is able to do a... You honestly don't care what these are, be real. I hate a motherfucker that has seen me fix mana in a playtest. Okay, so we have lands that matter, and then we have 1 million basics. There's no way this is functional. I play a mountain. I pass like a bitch. Okay, I have Atraxa. I get to tutor for a legendary creature. Who do I... Ooh, I'm gonna play Fair to Fairy. Fuck this guy. I'm about to make this motherfucker seethe. I play a 3/4 with Flash that gives creature cards Flash and bans instants. Way more fair. Teferi, exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 mana remaining. I flash in Urza. Fair Urza. I get to tutor again. Do we have more Teferis? We don't. I'm getting another Fair Urza. Fuck yeah. I play Fair Urza. I make a 0/0 construct. How many artifacts do I have? Fucking none. Beautiful. No, I have like 2. Okay, so I have 3. Banning instance is kind of huge. It would be if the deck could function. So I'm just gonna start shuffling this library and casting out the top. Boom, what do I get? Scry 2, draw 2. Amazing. I'll take these. Do I have 5 more mana? I do. Happy birthday to me. I tap these idiots. I shuffle my library. What do I get? Fuck yeah. I don't care what the effect says. I'm casting this. I play an island. I pay 5 mana. What do I get? Fuck yeah. I pay 5 mana. What do I get? Fuck yeah. Everyone has death touch now. Everybody has fucking death touch. Hell yeah. We don't get too many smiles in here, but this is unplayable, but I loved it. They should put you and Lalo in charge of the secret lair decks. 500 cigarettes head out. Look at the tags. Okay, let me look at the tags. I love finding my ethics. Now I get this, and I'm totally in. Ethical removal. Targets a planeswalker. I love that. Blow shit up. I love that. Remove all counters. I love that. The Knight of the Doctor. I mean, sure, we fuck everybody up. Ethical sparks. A fucking baseball bat. A car. Oh, this is tremendous. I mean, I think eventually this deck could win a game if you got enough of your banners out, but this deck is not about... This is an art piece, but this is an art piece that I love very much. Tony Hawk. The only other ethical planeswalker that isn't OG Tybalt. Space Bellerin. I'm too autistic for whatever's happening in this tag. This is very funny that you went like, haha, ethical planeswalker, and then the one planeswalker that is going to make everybody bite you. Yeah, Space Bellerin. As soon as you say, yeah, we're gonna do alpha, beta, and gamma, like I'm going from, oh my god, this is the best deck ever, to like, oh my god, who shot James? Why no Sigma? Shut up, MLP. Space Bellerin? That's real. It's Unfinity, I think. Yeah, it's Unfinity, but that's a real card. It's too late. I've already depicted my minions as the alphas and your minions as the soy jack betas. That's us. I want you to know, anytime I get into my first YouTube drama, I'm calling the goons. And James is on the front lines with his dumbass fucking foot deck.